The game is in Denver, so that is obviously an advantage for Denver. It's home opener. Denver's got a great fan base, great crowd's going to be there, perfect weather, as I mentioned. Advantage. I think it's advantage big time to Denver in this category. Now, Steeler fans travel, but it's not going to be like in Atlanta, where I would say 35% of Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta were Steeler fans. Not going to be 35% in Denver. Denver fans aren't doing that. I'm sorry. Now, as far as the coaching is concerned, now I've got this matchup tied, but I don't know. I want to lean towards Mike Tomlin. Now, you can say I'm biased, and I am. I'm a Steelers fan. But I want to lean towards Mike Tomlin just for the simple fact I've seen Mike Tomlin be successful without a Hall of Fame quarterback. And when I say successful, that's relative. He's made the playoffs, okay? He's made the playoffs without a Hall of Fame quarterback. Sean Payton has not done that. And it hasn't even really been good without a Hall of Fame quarterback. Now, I get it. In Denver, he's completely starting over. He didn't want Russell Wilson at all last year. We knew it from the opening press conference. We knew he didn't want him. But that's okay. They're pretty close again. Mike Tomlin, they both have won a Super Bowl. Tomlin's been to another Super Bowl. But I would say they're probably pretty even. And I'll just leave it at even as far as that matchup is concerned. Now, the history is the Broncos. The Broncos lead this series 20-13 and had one tie. But the Steelers have won the last two. So give the history to the Broncos. Now, as far as the roster is concerned, the Steelers have a better roster. Okay? You could say that even in receivers, yes, the Steelers don't have a great receiver room, but their best receiver, George Pickens, is better than what the Broncos have. If you want to say it's Cortland Sutton, some might say Josh Reynolds. I don't know why you would say that, but the Steelers' wide receiver room is better. Okay? And just by George Pickens alone, it makes it better. But you go top to bottom as far as rosters are concerned, the Steelers, no question, have a better roster. As far as the matchups, we just went over a couple of them. The more matchups favor the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game. I know Bronco fans may disagree somewhat, but if you're being honest, you know that's not the truth. The Steelers have a better roster, and you go matchup offense versus defense. There is nothing that the Broncos do on offense that is going to give them an advantage over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Absolutely nothing. So that's number one. And number two, when the Steelers line up and they run the football, that's an advantage for them. Now, throwing the ball, something different. But when the Steelers want to run it, they're going to have an advantage there. Doesn't mean that they're going to run the ball for 200 yards. I'm not saying that. So don't go overboard and don't get crazy on me. I'm just saying the Pittsburgh Steelers will be able to run the football somewhat, or should be able to. Because we don't know the game plan. We don't know the strategy. I just said Vance Joseph might come up with something against Arthur Smith. So we don't know. But on paper and looking at it from the outside in, the Steelers have the advantage. So we'll leave it there. As far as the outcome, I think the Steelers are going to win the football game. Look, they're better. The Steelers, this is part of the schedule. They have to win games that they're supposed to win. This is one of those. Yes, it's in Denver. Yes, it's a home opener. Yes, Denver's going to be wanting to bounce back. But this is the National Football League. Guys are used to playing on the road, okay? Some of these guys that when they played in college were playing on the road in front of 100,000 people. Now, Denver's going to be raucous like that, high altitude, crazy fan. Denver got good fans. They get after it. Knowledgeable, very knowledgeable football people. But they're going to get after it. But either way, the Steelers are going to win. I think how it happens, they get a late touchdown, maybe under 2 minutes left. Steelers get a touchdown, and then the defense holds on late, kind of like what they did last week. Get a sack late and end the football game. I think that's what happens. If you have to pin me down on the score, I'm going to say 23-16. Steelers get the victory there.